Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Journey to Mythic. Before I begin with the games for this episode, I do want to show you the deck that I have been using in Platinum to massive success. I actually have not lost a game in all of Platinum 2, and I'm going to show you my first attempt at qualifying into Platinum 1 with this deck. It's a take on Mono Red, but instead of running the Experimental Frenzy and Rekindling Phoenix package, I cut down to 20 mountains, and I run 4 copies of Risk Factor and 4 copies of the Flame of Keld. This was just because I think that the 4-mana spells can be answered too easily because of a lot of the decks on ladder are running Conclave Tribunal, which can answer Rekindling Phoenix or Experimental Frenzy. And so I was thinking, what are ways that I can make the deck more sleek, more low to the ground, and I was thinking of Risk Factor. And then Flame of Keld was a card that I started off with 1 copy of, and then I just slowly built up to 4 copies just because it's an incredible card in the deck, and really, especially if you can go Flame of Keld and then draw into a second copy, you just pretty much can't lose the game. It's really powerful, especially with cards like Goblin Chain Whirler, which just becomes a one-sided board wipe then in most matchups. It's just a really powerful deck, and this lets you cut down to 20 mountains so you don't flood out as much. So this is the deck I have been using, and I hope you will. I hope it succeeds as well in the matches that I'm going to record as it has succeeded in the matches I've been playing. Hello, 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 and welcome to round 1 with this mono deck. I think we will. This hand is very medium. I think I'm going to mulligan this. It doesn't have a ton of our most powerful cards. Unfortunately, we have to go all the way to 5. And we'll keep this. The other hand just had a ton of 1-drops, but not a ton of power aside from that. And if we didn't hit our second land, we were going to be in really bad shape, just playing a bunch of Kichu Lava Runners. There are some 1-land hands that I definitely keep, but that was not one of them. It's funny, I actually haven't lost a game. I think I've won 7 in a row with this deck. It's just a really strong deck. It has enough reach that it can. We're gonna attack, see what he's got, and then we might just hold up Lightning Strike. To be quite honest, don't really want to walk into an Essence Scatter. Lightning Striking him is pretty effective here because we can then just turn on our Lava Runner naturally. In control matchups, a lot of the time, it's best not to commit too much to the board. So this worked out perfectly. We are going to commit the second Lava Runner to the board. Here is where we want to draw our risk factors, wow, he just has nothing. Our risk factors and our Flame of Keld are really going to excel in this situation. NicolaiBolas, pretty expected, to be quite honest. I mean, yeah. Unfortunately, I have to discard our Yoshino Pyromancer. We're just going to play the land and pass the turn. It's good to play your land so your Flame of Keld are active, but I probably could have just held that land. I just don't want to have to discard things to the Bolas the Ravager if he has another copy. Looks like he is a little bit mana screwed here. Got him down to 8. Tomb Whisperer, eh? So I can get in for 4 here. I don't think I will, though. I think I'm going to hold back because if I start attacking him, then he can attack me back. Whereas if I just hold, then he can't really. That being said, if he does have Ritual of Soot, I'm in bad shape. But I would rather just wait. Looks like he's waiting for me to make the move. But I can just wait, draw some burn. Obviously, Flame of Keld and Risk Factor are my 2 big draws here. He's probably just waiting to flip this NicolaiBolas, but if he does flip it, then it means he loses a blocker. Okay, that's fine. That's why we held this mountain, because this type of deck does often run a disinformation campaign. Ooh, that was a good draw. Okay, here we're just going to put him to 2 life, I think. Now any burn spell we draw is lethal. We're going to wait for him to cast his disinformation campaign to try and strip our last card. Keep in mind, this was a mulligan to 5. Perfect. So either of our lava runners is lethal now. We actually have a pretty decent amount of cards we could draw that are just lethal. That's lethal. We're going to wait for him to tap out, though. No point trying to force too much through counter magic. Hopefully he doesn't run too many Sinister Sabotages. This also opens us up to draw another burn spell for the win. Because now he only has 2 mana up. And I'm assuming he doesn't run the gate. Ooh, getting he couldn't bring in Steam Pens untapped. Okay, this is our opportunity, boys. This is for Platinum 1, the top deck. We have a lot of outs. Pretty much any non-land card gets us there. Goblin Chain Whirler's like the only one. And Runaway Steamkin is the absolute worst. Yikes, that was so bad. Well, that was our opportunity. But I think his only counter spells are probably Sinister Sabotages, so we could still just draw a burn spell. This deck is just really, really nice. Okay, yeah, he probably only has like one. He's just digging for Sinister Sabotages at this point, I think. Even just casting a red spell, though, will let our Runaway Steamkin be lethal. I'm not going to attack with all my guys. I think it's really high risk and not super high reward. Oh. For some reason, I thought, yeah. I think because if he has a kill spell, then he removes all pressure that I have on him. And the pressure is actually really nice to have. Just all these creatures. Okay. So now I'm drawing 3 cards, and I just need to draw 1 burn spell amongst them. Probably 2 burn spells, he might have a counter up. So that's kind of like a burn spell. Jesus. Okay, so that's enough. That should definitely be enough for the win. Ping him. Ping him again with our shock backup. Yes, we got there. Oh my gosh. This deck is great. Just so much pressure against the control decks all the way into Platinum 1. I'm no joke, I did not lose a single game in Platinum 2 with this deck. The thing that I noticed, the reason I built the deck was because I noticed in Platinum that there were no people playing mono red, or very few people playing mono red, and unless people are playing it, it means people are less prepared for it. So I just built the fastest version I could, and those are the results. But yeah, I'm definitely going to show you more matches with the deck. I hope you'll stay with me. Hello, 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 and welcome to another match. Our first match in Platinum 1 with this mono red deck. The super aggressive version. We're definitely keeping this hand. Pretty much got everything we want. We've got Get You Lava Runner into 2 spells to maximize its power. And then we've got a Goblin Chain Whirler on turn 3, which is our best turn 3 play by miles. Ooh, interesting. Playing against a life gain list, potentially. I like just getting the Get You Lava Runner up to maximum power as fast as possible. And then just relying on drawing more spells. So he's gaining 2 life a turn, which is definitely annoying. But we're hitting him for 5 a turn. So. And those cards are not affecting the board and stopping my attacks. So as long as I draw a spell next turn, I should be in great shape. Oh yeah, he's going to be way too slow to beat me here. A lot of times you have to be very aggressive with your Get You Lava Runners. If you have a hand that can get it up to 2 power early on, that's what you want to be doing a lot of the time. Sure, if you pay 2 life to draw a card, you lose the game, bud. Oh my goodness. We got there. We literally have lethal. Unless he has a 1-drop like Healer's Hawk or something, and then we would have to draw a spell to have lethal, but... Got him. Yep, just a super fast deck. We didn't need to cast that Firebrand. Just showing off. Yeah, he got mana screwed, and also the deck doesn't seem super good. But anyway, our win streak continues. Hello, 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 everybody, and welcome to another match with this mono red deck. We are going to keep this hand. It is sketchy, very, very sketchy, as a matter of fact. I just think it definitely has enough potential to be worth keeping. Hopefully we don't draw too many lands, but the thing with this deck is there's a lot of bailout cards. If you draw if you draw Flame of Keld, or if you draw, geez, how can I forget the name of the cards in my own deck? Risk Factor. Then they just make it so you can't really flood out. So this hand is definitely sketchy, but a couple of good spell draws, and we're back in great shape. We're just gonna go with the Steamkin. You never really be afraid of shock because you're gonna get shocked sometimes. It just happens, but yeah. So now he had to use a Lightning Strike, so we're in decent shape here. That's a fine draw. If he has Chain Whirler, we're in pretty bad shape, but dang, I always forget that I have to click that. If I targeted myself, that would be very shameful. So we're just trying to fade a Chain Whirler here. I mean, he could totally have it. He should have it. He's a mono red deck. Mono red decks like Chain Whirler. Oh, he doesn't have it. Let's go. Ultimate skill. Outplayed opponent. Now us drawing a Chain Whirler would be great. I like to play my lands out. Oops. I meant to kill that guy with a Fanatical Firebrand. Fanatical Firebrand also works really well with the third part of Flames of Keld. So he doesn't have a way to kill this Steamkin, it looks like. We are both having quite poor draws, but I have some pretty decent tools to get out of it. Risk Factor is one of those tools. So Flames of Keld is the best draw here, it's just the nuts. That's actually a pretty decent draw. So we're going to keep playing our lands. We're going to try and burn his face. We have 5 points of burn. We can put him to 9. Okay, so he's got a Frenzy. We'll just eat his guy for free. That was a pretty simple play there. Since he has a risk factor going and we don't, we just want to end the game as quickly as we can. He's getting in for damage. We've got him down to essentially 3 life because of our 2 Fanatical Firebrands, which gives us a lot of outs to draw off the top of the deck. We're not going to use the Fanatical Firebrands quite yet because we do want to be able to block with them. The old block sack routine. Well, one trick in the book is when they use Risk Factor and Experimental Frenzy, you just give them all the cards because they can't use them anyway. Let's see what we draw. So that was unfortunate. Okay, sure. We're in such good shape here. It like really doesn't matter. We have so many good draws. We just have a lot of draws that just win us the game. If we draw a Risk Factor, we are pretty much just going to win because we'll draw 3 cards and some of those will be burned. Definitely going to target his face. 3 life is definitely a good life total to get him to. Lightning Strike. Ugh. Just want another blocker. I guess we'll take the proactive route. We're going to trade it off anyway. Stop him from using like a shock or something. Also, maybe some merits to just holding the... So yeah, he just has so many cards in his hand, but if he spends his turn just getting rid of Frenzy, then that's a victory for us. Put him to 3, and then just rely on the top of our deck. Yeah, we probably should have held the Get You Lava Runner, just so we could ambush him. And now any draw off the top of our deck that's a non-land. Okay. We have 2 Fanatical Firebrands left. A couple Runaway Steamkins. But pretty much, we have a lot of draws that just win us the game. I think we are still in pretty good shape, despite his pretty good position right here. His position might look great, but we are actually in good shape too. Come on, Shock off the top, or Pyromancer, or Lightning Strike. Risk factor is probably good enough. Heck yeah. Full control mode. Response to our Pyromancer, shock him. Or Wizard's Lightning him. Yes! Platinum tier 1 is like paper beneath our hands, which are swords. I don't know. We're breezing through. Hello, 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 and welcome to another round. This is a god tier hand. Incredible against almost every matchup. Goblin Chainwhirler is a beast. We have the lands, so we know we're going to be able to cast in. We have a Steamkin, which could potentially run away with the game. Oh, mono white. This hand is so good against mono white. It's not even funny. Or green white. But just the fact that we have they can't kill runaway Steamkin makes this hand really good against them. We also have 2 ways to kill Benelish Marshal, and Chainwhirler is just a house against them in general. If this is mono white. No blocks. We're not going to get too greedy with our Chainwhirler here. Get the 2 for 1, get him down, because he's a really good attacker in this matchup too. Our Steamkin a little bit. Healer's Hawk, sure. We're just going to kill the Healer's Hawk. It's going to probably gain him 2 life over the course of the game. He concedes. Let's go. We were going to hit him for 4, 7, 8 damage, and he was at 14, so he was going to be in pretty bad shape. Anyway, our road to Diamond continues. Hello, 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 and welcome to another match with our sweet mono red deck that is breaking the meta. We're going to keep this hand. Shock on the draw is pretty decent. Looks like we're playing against the mirror. I think our deck is pretty good, though, so not super worried about the mirror match. We have a lot of good cards for the mirror, too. Steamkin's not the greatest in the mirror, but it can sometimes do good work. Let's just kill it. Every life point matters, as they say. We're just going to lightning strike this. I don't really like deploying my own into the face of a Chainwhirler. If he casts 3 instants here, then I get punished, but if 3 of the cards in his hand are instants, then that's just really bad for me. And it's really hard to have like 3 shocks. Okay. We don't really want to, we want to play Runaway Steamkin with Lightning Strike immediately so he can't Chainwhirler it. So we're just going to end of turn risk factor him. We also want to get some value out of our Chainwhirler, because there are a lot of cards Chainwhirler kills. Sure. He's going to take 4 for sure, yeah. Play our own Steamkin, play a Lightning Strike. Okay. Yeah. So we're in a very similar camp, but my Flame of Keld is probably going to carry me to victory. If I draw a land here, that'd be ideal. Oh yeah, we were saving this Chain Whirler for just such an occasion. Oh yeah, Flame of Keld is definitely going to carry me to victory here. The second one's a little bit awkward, but we'll trade off Chain Whirlers, get our Flame of Keld down, and Bob's your uncle. If we draw a land, we can go Risk Factory into Flame of Keld. Just use our mana the most efficiently. Wow, Act of Treason. That's an interesting card to play, to say the least. He's probably like, why is he discarding Flame of Keld? It would be so good here. And we're just going to trade Goblin Chain Whirlers if we can. We have Flame of Keld, so we have a huge advantage coming up. No reason to give him any chance whatsoever. Okay. So this is where I'm just going to wait, because this is going to do 3 damage and this is going to do 4 damage. So playing them now is a bit of a waste. Is there any card he could draw? If I attack here, he would go to 8, and then this is 4, this is 7, which basically kills him. Yeah, I'm just going to pass. Oh yeah, that's game. So this is going to do 3 damage to him, this is going to do 4, this is going to do 4. This is why Flame of Keld is so good. So basically, he had Act of Treason, we had Flame of Keld. Kaboom. The winning streak continues. Wow, we are almost out of platinum here. I am very happy that I discovered this deck. Hello, 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 and welcome to another round with our sweet mono red deck. This hand really needs a second land to actually work, and we're not super likely to hit one, so I'm just going to mulligan it. This hand's much better. Definitely bottoming that. But the first hand, the hands like that, I'll keep them if they have like 2 1-drops in them, but other than that, it's a bit too risky. So this hand is really good if we're playing against White Weenie, because we'll be able to kill all of his guys with our Goblin Chain Whirler. We also have a Wizard's Lightning for Benalish Marshal, which is the bane of Chain Whirler. Ooh, it's a control deck. Control decks oftentimes aren't as good at dealing with Runaway Steamkin, which is weird. But like he could have Deafening Clarion. Yeah, that's the worst for me. But it happens. You take your risks. What we really want in this matchup is Risk Factor, because that's going to do 8 damage by itself. He's down to 4 cards. This is just me doing as much damage as I can. I find it pretty valuable to just push damage whenever you can against control. He could have a Teferi, which would be annoying, but... Oh my goodness, this is huge for me. He was going to miss a land drop, so he had to just play his Chemistry's Insight. Oh, that's the card we needed. Let's just put the real pressure on him first with this Pyromancer, put him down to 6. This way he has to play something like that affects the board. He can't just play it to fairy. Ooh, not what you wanted to see, opponent. Sure, settle the wreckage is fine. We're not going to play around settle here. Definitely taking action. He has no blue mana up. We're just going to go for the risk factor here. He has to let us draw 3, I think. Yep. Just going to push damage as much as we can while he doesn't have counter mana. Next turn we have lethal. We're just going to wait and then wait for him to tap out a little bit, then go for our risk factor if he goes for this Chemist's Insight. Oh, he's tapped out. Let's see what we draw into here. You would have to have an unbelievable number of counter spells to stop us here. So we've got him down to 1. So he's going to draw 4 cards. But we have 2 lethal cards in our hand. Could easily draw another one. He only has 2 blue mana left. And he's out of blue mana. He'd have to have a Revitalize not to die here. Boom. Got the W. Got the W. This deck is very, very good against control. 3 wins away. Hello, 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 and welcome to another match with our broken mono red deck. Keep in mind, earlier today I was in Platinum 3, and then I won every single game through Platinum 2 and Platinum 1 so far. We're keeping this hand. It's a good hand. Flame of Keld is one of our best cards. Goblin Chain Whirler can do good work as well. We're definitely going to kill that on turn 1 with our Fanatical Firebrand. Kill Llanowar Elves on sight in standard, pretty much. It's just really, really powerful. And same with Wild Growth Walker. I actually haven't played against like a good like Wild Growth Walker curve out hand, but that definitely is something that could get us. We're going to next turn probably go G2 Lava Runner plus Shock their face, or whatever card they would play that could block G2 Lava Runner. Like Jadelight if he doesn't double hit on his Explore. Okay, yeah, that worked out. We're just trying to empty our hand as fast as possible. So we'll probably just Wizard's Lightning his Branch Walker, end of turn. Then we will Chain Whirler and then Flame of Keld. Okay, so we're going to be able to really get him. Kill Branch Walker, Goblin Chain Whirler down his Elves. And I don't really know what he's got going on in his hand anymore, but we're definitely crushing him. Okie doke. Let's just attack. He takes the damage from that. And he does our card, I guess. And then we're going to Fanatical Firebrand, Flame of Keld. Just good to get the Flame of Keld on the table. Also, I didn't want to play the Fanatical Firebrand earlier because it was not going to attack anyway. Risk Factor is actually a really good card with Flame of Keld because it can do 6 damage, and 6 damage is a lot more than 4 damage when you're at the stage of the game that your Flame of Keld is getting to 3. I think I'm just going to Risk Factor him end of turn, discard my Steamkin. Because I have 5, 9 damage in hand. What's he getting? Oh, Jade Light Ranger? Oh, that's fine. That is so fine. Yeah, gonna have to kill this guy before you can gain so much life. This is why you do not do things too hastily. And he can, because he knows this can kill Jade Light Ranger, and this can hit him for 5. So I am literally 1 win away from Diamond. Let's go. Okay, folks, what could be our last match in Platinum for this go around, and we have a great hand on the play. Pretty exciting stuff, folks. I have not lost a match in Platinum 1, or Platinum 2, and doesn't look like I'm going to be starting now. This hand is great. Ooh, this is a good start here for us. We do need to draw some of our more powerful spells. Just having creatures against decks like this, I'm assuming this is Jeskai Control, isn't great. But I think we're just going to Pyromancer here. It isn't committing as much as the Chain Whirler to the board. And Chain Whirler is just significantly bigger. There's some argument to just Chain Whirlering and then sending, but it also plays around Syncopate a little bit. And I feel like Pyromancer is just a little bit nicer to get to the board here. Ooh, we're playing against the Revitalize version. Revitalize is annoying for sure. I'm just assuming they have Clarion on 3. Yeah. Goblin Chain Whirler is just pretty resistant to to some of the removal spells. I think they run Shock. I'm not 100% sure, but I just like getting the Chain Whirler down. Ooh, perfect. So I don't really have any spells here. So I think I'm just going to go Steamkin, Lava, and then just hope he doesn't have another Deafening Clarion. There was the option also to just Risk Factor there, and then hold everything else. Four mana is their real choke point, though, because they really want to be able to cast Chemister's Insight on turn 4. If he has a second Deafening Clarion, that would be unfortunate. Oh, and he doesn't have it. Let's go. Doesn't even have double white, so we can't have Settle the Wreckage. Let's just Risk Factor him now, get an extra counter on our Steamkin. Is 3, 6, 7 damage, 11 damage. He's countering it. We have him at 9 life. Okay, Teferi. We can definitely beat a Teferi here. He doesn't have answers to all of our stuff. This is just straight up lethal on board here. You'd have to counter our risk factor and do some other stuff. Okay. Going to just risk factor here. We can cast both of our spells if we want. So we are 1 damage off. Can use our risk factor here. He has to let us draw. Yes! Diamond, here we come, baby! Let's go! Oh my gosh, I cannot believe it. We literally won every match in Platinum 2 and Platinum 1. And I mean, I guess in Platinum 3 we won a couple too because we had to get into Plat 2. Oh my gosh. Or maybe I definitely won the promos with this deck. Holy smokes. What a performance from this deck. Definitely I would recommend you trying this deck out. It doesn't run several wildcards. It runs 4 risk factors, 4 chain whirlers, and 4 runaway steamkins, so 12 rares. But that's definitely a reasonable amount. But there's no mythics in here. And a lot of these cards are just good rares to pick up anyway because they're going to be good for a while. But yeah, this deck is very impressive. Got me all the way to Diamond so far, and I guess we'll see how far it takes me in Diamond next week. Subscribe to the channel if you want to get updates for my new episodes of Journey to Mythic. They do come out every Sunday. I have draft videos coming out during the week. Hit a thumbs up. Hit that. Leave a comment in the comment section if you have any questions. But I will say farewell for now, and I hope you enjoyed the video.